What is going on, guys? This is Jonah with Upstate Bashers. Kind of here to talk to you guys about Traxxas and what's been going on lately. So everybody and their brother seems to want to throw Traxxas under the bus, like they haven't held this down with the RTR market for years and years and years. So in the UK only, I guess, not in the US, only in the UK, they have put out basically a bulletin saying that some of their slipper clutches may contain trace amounts of asbestos. Now, I know that sounds crazy, it sounds bad, right? But at the end of the day, you gotta understand, what about the guy down at the local tire shop who changes your brakes, who changes your tires, who does all your mechanic work? They're touching asbestos too. So a lot of manufactured parts still use things like asbestos, or, you know, I'm not trying to sound silly, but at the end of the day, asbestos does exist. I'm not saying it's healthy, I'm not saying that you should want to be around asbestos, but for everybody to sit here and immediately point the finger and get involved in the Traxxas business is a little bit beyond me. The thing with this whole thing is it covers 22 years worth of models, okay? 1st of January 02 to the 10th of January 2024. Hey, it's my cat. So basically what you're going to need to do is you go on the Traxxas website. Now, this is only for the, I guess, European, Switzerland countries, stuff like that, because the United States doesn't have a current ban on asbestos. Bear with me while I struggle to get this body off. So, at the current time, I don't know if there's going to be a recall on I don't know if there's going to be a recall on anything in the United States, but just for the heck of it, we're going to check my serial number on both of my slashes just to, you know, see. Why not? So, if you take a look at this, the list says slash A6252000 and lower. Mine is A4548958, which would make this part of the affected group, technically. Now, I don't know. See, this one is also part of the affected group because this one's in the 5s. So, crazy enough, both of these slashes are affected. Now, I wonder about that Emax over there, if that one's affected. The crazy part is it doesn't affect every model, but I'm wondering if these models that they have listed on here are only for the UA, UK, whatever you want to call it. Because, okay, all models with brush motors, brushless model 3908 only, and all other brushless models 2010 and later are not affected. So this is not affected, this Emax over here, because we have the Emax. She's a little broken up right now, but I'll give you a show. We got the Emax brushless edition. It's the Mamba. I know the lighting here is probably terrible, but you can see it's got the 6S system on it. But this one is not included because it's the brushless edition, which works out for us. So this one's not affected. I'm waiting on drive shaft pins and some skid plates for this thing. Yes, I know I gotta fix these connections because you should never use press fits. Completely understood. Don't come for me in the comments because I know you guys be doing that sometimes. So today, while we were out bashing, you know, unrelated to the Traxxas issue, I had some Traxxas issues. We broke, I guess, the entire axle off inside the hub. I don't quite know how that goes, but I keep having issues. Every time I take this slash out and I put it on 2S, I end up breaking it. And it's not even like I necessarily crash it. I'll have a little tumble and all of a sudden something breaks. This, if you guys go back and you look at my last video, you'll see I barely even landed. I mean, I landed with the tire like this. I barely even came a half a foot off the ground, and it somehow sheared the whole axle off. So me and these slashes don't have a good relationship apparently. Me and the E-Max, although, definitely do have a good relationship up until the point where I lost that, what do you want to call it, a grub screw out of the drive shaft. It's the one that goes right there and goes through. So I got it all taken apart. I'm just waiting to order parts and stuff like that. But basically, I wonder, nitro models, electric models, because I mean, I know this thing is older than well water itself, but yeah, it's not looking like the Fortec is on there, huh? Damn, Fortec made the cut. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not finding anything on here for a Fortec. There's a lot of different countries on the website. If you really want to go to Traxxas and check it out. Personally, I don't know. You could try and email them, because it obviously says, what should consumers do? Consumers should not attempt to remove or replace the slipper clutch or brake pads or disassemble the slipper assembly in affected vehicles. Consumers should stop using affected nitro-powered or non-electric vehicles. For consumers in France, affected vehicles should be returned to their place of purchase to be sent to a centralized repair facility for a free repair, which consists of having the affected components replaced. If your vehicle is bought secondhand, your place of purchase is no longer in business, or you do not remember where you purchased the vehicle, you should contact the distributor listed below. For EU consumers not in France, consumers may complete this shipping form to receive a prepaid shipping label and shipping instruction, including REACH regulation asbestos shipping label, to send your affected vehicle to a centralized repair facility for a free repair, which again consists of having the components repaired and replaced. Unopened affected parts should return to their place of purchase for free exchange. If the affected parts have already been installed, follow the instructions for affected vehicles. There's a lot of different places listed on here that, you know, you can go to depending on where you're at, especially if you're in the UK. As far as the US, it literally says nothing for safety recalls whatsoever. So if you don't believe me, you can go ahead and check. It says Australia, Europe, Switzerland. That's it. So they're not recalling anything in the United States as of this time. With Trump in office, they're probably not going to recall anything. There's asbestos in brake pads. Like I said, I'm not trying to hop on the bandwagon of the drinking hose water and what's good and not good for you, but at the end of the day, the trace amounts of asbestos that may be created inside this little cover, this slipper clutch, and let's be honest, the only time you ever have that slipper clutch cover off is when you decide that you're going to clean it out or replace the slipper clutch itself or the spur gear, and at that point, although we all do it in the field, you would be wise to wash your hands when you're done, knowing that there's asbestos. Probably don't breathe it in either. I mean, those masks are readily available everywhere, the coronavirus masks. I'm sure those will, I'm not giving you advice here in any way, but I'm sure those would definitely help you out here. So at the end of the day, do I think it's going to be the end of Traxxas? No. I think Traxxas at the end of this will end up being all right, only because they've made such a standing in the hobby and their company is so known. I think they'll pull through. Realistically, it's going to be some warranty replacements, and at the end of the day, I doubt anybody's going to end up with cancer or end up with any long-lasting health issues from this. I mean, at the end of the day, the amount of asbestos was very small, and you got to think our grandparents probably worked in factories and whatnot that had asbestos, that had, that there's places I go, I actually got told by another RC forum member that there was asbestos pipe wrapping on the ground and dust and all sorts of stuff. So I've been breathing in asbestos just bashing in the places that I go. So do I think it's going to be the end of Traxxas? No. Do I think that they're going to have to do a lot to turn it around? Yes, but I definitely think they're capable of doing so. So with that being said, I'm not going to really beat this subject to death because there's been, every other YouTuber has definitely made a video about this already. So I just wanted to clear a few things up. I don't know. So if you guys could, just give me a like, share, subscribe, whatever you can, just to, kind of keep the ball rolling here. We're definitely trying to do some events this year and, get some people together. So thanks for watching.